Hello everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 4 house building video. So it has been about 3 months since I've last even opened The Sims 4. I believe my last Sims 4 video was in January at some point. So it's been quite a while. It's mainly because I've been focusing on Sims 3 builds for the past few months. Well, I didn't make anything in March, so I guess the past couple months. And, you know, I just kind of stopped playing Sims 4 for a few months because I didn't feel like it. It just kind of got a little bit boring to me. But now I'm kind of back with a little bit of a fresh set of eyes, I suppose. Yeah, so anyway, this house here that I'm building is called Mid-Century Modern, and that's because it is a mid-century modern house. So, you know, like, I don't know if it really fits in exactly with mid-century, which is like the 1950s. You know, like, I didn't do any research or anything to see what modern houses from the 1950s looked like, so I'm just kind of assuming based off of other builds I've seen that are supposedly mid-century modern. So, you know, I just thought it would look pretty cool if I did this kind of thing with the roof, where the roof slopes all the way down to the ground, and you can see I kind of have the front door indented in there, which I think looks pretty cool. I do that roof thing where the roof slopes all the way down to the ground 3 times on this house, so you'll see it. I replicated a few more times, and it turns out quite nicely, and I think it looks really cool and fairly unique. I mean, it's not like I've it's not like I've invented this new architectural thing. I mean, of course, other people have done this quite a lot, but I think it looks pretty cool, so, you know, I thought I'd incorporate it into this house. And I was contemplating doing a 3rd floor on this house, as you can see here, and I don't keep it because it just made the house look really horrible. So yeah, it's a 2-story home. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The only annoying thing about the bathrooms is because the house's floor plan is pretty compact, I could not squeeze in a door from the master bedroom to the master bathroom. So the master bathroom's door is in the hallway, which is not a big deal, but one little thing with the bathrooms that kind of annoyed me. But anyway, you can see here the 3rd floor is not working out, so there it goes. And we just put the roof there. And, you know, I really like all the roofs and how they kind of slope opposite to each other, I guess. You know, like they slope in different directions, opposite directions, and it just looks pretty cool. Here you can see I'm putting the sloping roof in the back of the house there. Just to kind of add a little bit of detail, I suppose. Kind of mimic the other side as well, so it all kind of goes together a bit better. But yeah, so the house, what was I going to say? I was saying something, and now I don't remember. Well, anyway, here you can see I'm putting half walls, and it looks pretty good. And oh yeah, I was talking about the roofs. Yeah, I like the way the roofs kind of slope like in, you know, opposite angles. It looks pretty cool. You know, I love the kind of look that this house has. And I don't know why, whenever I see a house with these kind of roofs, it just kind of but like it makes me feel like it's like kind of older styled. I also put some wood paneling inside the house and outside. Actually, most of the outside is wood paneling, and that kind of also made me feel like, well, wood paneling is not really 50s, it's more like 70s, but, you know, we can just, you know, use our imaginations and just say it's 50s. You know, you know what? This is like a 70s house, and I called it mid-century modern. That was kind of stupid of me. Well, you know what? It's a 70s house that I have called mid-century modern. That's what it is, really. Because, you know what? This house, I think, is more 70s than 50s. But, you know, it was just ahead of its time, let's say. Anyway, you can see I have some stone on here. And here comes the wood paneling. The gray would have looked pretty cool, but I decided to go with green. So, yeah, the house is green. I've never actually used the green color before. So I think it looks pretty good, you know. I thought I'd make use of it. And here I change all the trim colors to this light wood color, which I don't tend to do. I usually make like all the trim on a house white or something, or like a dark wood. Excuse me. But I don't tend to make it like a light colored wood, because I always think it looks bad, but I tried it this time. It actually looks pretty good. So you can see all the windows right now are this kind of light color, and I'm going to also do all the roof trims and the half wall trims and stuff. Also, I'd use this column and a little bit of trim around the top, over the top of it, around the front doors area, which I think looks pretty good. Yeah, so I kind of messed around with the trim colors a little bit. It takes me tiny bit of time to figure it out. Oh, so there's a bit of trim that goes over the front door area. Anyway, it takes me a moment to figure out all the colors. I think I switch it back and forth a few times, but I do settle on the wood, which I think right now is I've settled on it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, I mean, white looks good too, but I like the wood as well. And here you can see I'm putting in some more windows, of course. We just kind of had to sneak in some small windows because of the sloping roof there. There's a drain pipe, which I'm putting in right now, which kind of goes up to the roof. And I also put in a little what do you call it, trellis. There it is. Well, not quite. I do put on the trellis. I just had it there for a second and then removed it, but I'm going to put it back. There it is. Yeah, nice trellis. Oh, I'm talking fast. I'm tiring myself out. So I also put a fountain in the front of the house here, which you can see. It's like the little spherical thing with the water running down it, which I thought was pretty cool. And I also love the style of pathway I have there, which is the like single, well, just floor tiles, kind of like these strips of floor tiles, and I think it looks pretty neat. And yeah, on the inside, I really wanted the living room to have a 2-story ceiling. So like when you walk up the steps, you have a balcony that overlooks the living room. So I kind of was able to work it into the floor plan, although it did take up quite a bit of space on the second floor, obviously. So that's why it's only 3 bedrooms, and that's why the master bathroom does not connect to the master bedroom, mainly because I just wanted to have this kind of open second floor. So anyway, this is the original floor plan, which I just changed. I think right now, this is pretty much the floor plan. All the bathroom moves. Yeah, so I moved the bathroom, but for the most part, I think the floor plan is pretty much done. Yeah, so basically we just have the entrance there and the dining room's next to it, and there we go. There's the bathroom. Kitchen is on the right side of the house. Living room's in the back, and there's a study in the very front. So that all works pretty well. And you can see the living room has the overlooking 2-story ceiling, which I think looks pretty cool. And you can see here I have that 2-story bookshelf there. And right now I'm typing a cheat, and there we have a nice television, and there's another bookshelf. And I put some fancy little plants there on the top of the other bookshelf, which I think looks pretty cool, using move objects. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. So here I'm putting some stairs out the back porch, and you can see it has a nice curve to it, which I thought was pretty fancy. It's kind of a contrast to the house, which is very angular, but I kind of like the curve, so, you know, let's curve it. Here I'm putting in some doors, and the problem there, you can see what the master bedroom is. I had one door to the hallway and one door to the bathroom on the opposite side of the wall. But the problem was there's no room for the bed on that wall then, because the doors took up all the space. So I had to move the door from the master bathroom to the bedroom to just, move the door to the hallway. So a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. So here we're beginning on the interior of the house. So I just put some, I put a light, and the problem was all the chandeliers were so low, because I don't tend to build with the lowest wall height. On the first floor, I usually save that for the second floor and use like a medium wall height on the first floor. But this house, for the roof to work properly, I wanted it to be, the lowest wall heights for both the first and second floors. The problem with that is most of the lights, hang so low, your Sims would, in real life, would have banged their heads into them, which would be unfortunate. So I had to, find lights that didn't hang very low. Also, you can see I put in some wood paneling on some of the walls, which looks pretty good. It kind of brings a more 70s vibe than a 50s vibe, but, it works. It definitely tells you that this house is probably from the 20th century. So, there's that. Anyway, here I'm putting in the wood floors, which is kind of a more modern, sleek wood flooring there. And I get rid of all the tile that was in the front. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much all the wall colors and floor plans and all that stuff done. So we're moving on to the dining room now. So the dining room, as you can see, is a pretty decent sized room, and I'm just getting in some chairs and tables, or table, sorry, there's no multiple tables. So yeah, so you can see we have these nice white chairs and some nice end chairs there at either end. And so yeah, so right now I'm just going to put some objects around the place just to make it look nicer. So some plants, obviously, gotta have plenty of plants. I think the thing is, The Sims 4, I think the thing I use all the time are plants. And then in The Sims 3, it's bookshelves. So, just the way it is, I guess. You can see there's already 3 plants in this room. And there's the rug, which I quite like once I get the color in. Yeah, so the main floor of the house is kind of a, yellow woodish color, or the wood, yellowy wood color, like that honey colored wood. You can see it's in the paneling and the columns and stuff. And then, you know, there's like kind of white and beige and stuff. It sounds boring, but, you know, it looks pretty good. I quite like it. Now here's looking at some sculptures for a second there. I kind of have this little, what's it called? I want to call it a podium, but it's definitely not a podium. It's like a display, I guess. It's a pedestal, that's the word. I knew it started with a P. Okay, it's a pedestal with a little sculpture on it there, so. And also here is put an extra chair in the dining room, you know, because sometimes like people have like a spare chair in the dining room that kind of matches the table chairs, you know, so I just do that on the corner. And here, putting some details in the entrance to the house, we got a little, you know, whatever it's called, you know, the coat hook, and some shoe racks. And here we're beginning on the living room, so we have a nice couch and a couple chairs, and I put in some end tables and stuff. The bookshelf on the left side of the fireplace is not usable because there's a chair and a table in front of it, but on the right side, that bookshelf should be perfectly usable. Also, I use a little bookshelf as an end table there for the sofa because all the actual end tables looked way too big. So there's a little bookshelf there. Use move objects to place a lamp on top, and it worked out pretty well. Here I'm just getting in some blinds to make it look semi-realistic because in real life you'd probably have some sort of window covering for those giant windows, so, you know, making it semi-realistic. There's a little side table I was talking about next to that chair, and I was going to put another lamp on it, but then it just seems like the room is filled with lamps. Like every surface has a lamp on it, which is kind of silly, so didn't do that. Just put a plant on it. Oh, put a bunch of stuff on it instead. Just a plant and a tissue box, but, you know. Yeah, anyway, this is a side table here in the hallway. Kind of nice painting over it there and some clutter items on top of it. And of course, no house would be complete without some pop art, some llama pop art to be precise. So I'm going to put some of that over the fireplace. Those are sloths there, there's the llamas. There you go. Now the house is truly complete. Not quite, but you get the idea. Anyways, a little side table over by the bathroom door. I'm going to put some stuff on it, plant, yeah. And yeah, then I had this giant space that was kind of open in the middle of the house, and it was kind of annoying. I didn't know what to do with it. Piano didn't fit, dance floor didn't fit, nothing really fit. So then I thought, you know, the go-to space filler is a chess table, so threw in the chess table. Worked pretty well. Also putting in some floor mats by the front door and the back door. Changing them out there, but there you go. So that's pretty much that done. So now moving on to the kitchen, which is a pretty small room. There's also some large windows in it, so that doesn't help, but it works out pretty well. I used the cheapest cabinet because it kind of had the most, 20th century feel to it. Although, again, it looks more 70s than 50s, but, you know, I guess it's kind of like, I feel like 70s design is like, possibly like 50s mid-century, but like, you know, modern, like 50s modern, like is 70s design kind of, maybe. Probably not. I'm probably grossly wrong, but you know, just trying to save myself here. Anyway, you can see we have some nice cabinets there over the the wall. Not over the wall, they're on the wall, but you get the idea. Yeah, some nice cabinets, and yeah, I actually quite like these cabinets. Even though they're the cheapest ones, they go quite well in this style of house because they just are very basic and they're very clean and simple, which actually is kind of nice. Anyway, there's also a little breakfast table in the corner, so, you know, if your Sims don't want to eat in the dining room, they can eat in the kitchen. And here I'm just going to pretty much make every single counter in the room unusable except for one, because there has to be at least one that your Sims can use. And just fill the others with clutter items just to make it look nice. So got some plants there, microwave, of course, actually that's a useful item, and a little window there over the sink. And that's pretty much the kitchen done. Now we're going to move on to some lighting and the bathroom. So this was going to be a half bathroom, but at this point the master bathroom was still connected to the master bedroom and there were no other bathrooms upstairs. So I made this a full bathroom. Technically it doesn't need to be a full bathroom because the master bathroom is kind of a hall bathroom, but you know, I'll call this the guest bathroom. It has a shower in it, so it's a full bathroom. And it's got a nice little vanity there, or, you know, not vanity, but it's like a counter, I guess. And, you know, it looks pretty good. Gonna get some tile walls in, little rug on the floor, and, you know, it's a pretty nice bathroom. It's got this kind of gray, white, and black color scheme, which the black toilet and sink kind of reminded me of a more more like 70s, 60s kind of house, I guess. which, you know, like I said, that's okay. Well, let's say this house was built in the 50s, but then it was renovated in the 70s, and that's why it looks like it does. We could say that. Yeah, see, that works. That's a believable story. Anyway, here I'm just trying to struggle to get that little thing on the wall. I forget what that name for the piece of trim is that's under there that like looks like it's holding it up, but there's a name for it, and I can't remember what it is. I'm not going to try to remember because I'll just be thinking about that for way too long. So anyway, here's the study, or office, I guess. It's not really, it's like, when I think of the word study, I think of like a fancier kind of room. This is not a very fancy room, so I'm just going to call it the office. And it has some nice bookshelves with some shelving units in there, and these kind of cool chairs I've never used before. I didn't even know they existed, but they look pretty neat. They're from Get Together, apparently, and they look quite nice. So got some of those in there. Got your computer desk, and some nice big windows look out the front, so it's pretty cool. Also, a precariously placed fishbowl on that shelf. That, yeah, but watch out for that, because that one could, it looks like it could fall at any moment, but it's okay. Trust me, I'll be fine. Anyway, that's pretty much the office done. There you go. And now we're going to move on to the second floor, I believe. So we have this little landing here at the top of the stairs with the overlooking balcony, which I am quite pleased with. I quite like the overlooking balcony. I think it looks pretty cool. Got a little painting there, a little rug on the floor, and that's pretty much that hallway. Actually, wait, no, I put some more clutter items over here. But otherwise, that's pretty much the hallway. This little candle holder, and there you go. So now we're going to move on to the bedrooms, and there's 3 of them. There is a guest bedroom, a master bedroom, and a kid's bedroom. So this bedroom here is the guest bedroom, and I'm just going to get a door out to the balcony. I really am annoyed there's no single door that matches the single tall windows. Like these windows I have in the house, there's no single wide door that matches them. No door that matches the height or the color. And it is very irritating. So, yeah. Anyway, I'd use a double door there, which is okay, I guess. So this bedroom is fairly small. It has the wooden wall there to kind of add a little bit of a accent, and a nice giant mirrored wall as well, which definitely gives it a 70s vibe, I feel. I mean, it looks pretty 70s in this room, to be honest. But let's pretend it's 50s. So here we have the nice mirror there. Gonna get a carpeting in there as well. And a nice piece of artwork there, and also a television on the whatever you call it, the dresser. That's the word. And yeah, that's pretty much that bedroom done. So now we're moving on to the master bedroom, and yeah, you can see there's no room for another door because all the other walls are windows. So yeah, it's a pretty cool bedroom, you know, because it like overhangs the outside. Like there's nothing underneath it, pretty much, and it's all glass, almost all glass, and it just looks pretty cool. From outside and from inside. The only problem I'd imagine with this bedroom being is the lack of privacy, because there's no way those curtains I put in cover all those windows. So, you know, maybe a little bit of privacy issue. There's the bathroom. When did I put the bathroom in? Seriously, when did that bathroom come? I was not even paying attention. Well, there's a bathroom there. That's the master bathroom that's just appeared. There's also a closet there, you can see, because I couldn't put a dresser in the master bedroom because it would block the windows. So I put a closet in the bathroom, which works just as well, I guess. And you can see he's putting in some items, some white items to contrast all the black. Yeah. Anyway, here's the master bedroom, and there's a nice rug on the floor. I do put some more furniture items in. There's some chairs, and I also put in a bookshelf that has no back to it, so you can see through the shelves, or between. You can see between the shelves, which looks pretty nice. So that way it didn't really block out the windows or look weird from outside. So there's the bookshelf. And a little plant. And yeah, so it's pretty much the master bedroom there. That was pretty quick. And we're going to do the last bedroom now, which is a kid's bedroom. And it has like a little painting nook in it. So, well, the corner of the room is for painting. And you'll see I use a clever kind of flooring there. Anyway, here we have a mirror, and I'm putting in a desk as well. So your Sims can do their work stuff, or this Sim can do their work stuff. And actually that chair there, it looks pretty cool with the gold on it. I've never used it with the gold. I love that chair. That's my favorite chair. There's a little painting easel, and because there's carpet, you wouldn't want to ruin the carpet by painting, so I used this dance floor, which looks like a bunch of pieces of cardboard taped together, kind of as a cover for the carpet, where the painting, where the easel is. which I think looks pretty good. I'm quite pleased. And it also still doubles as a dance floor, so I mean, if your sim wants to dance, they can still dance over there. So it's a pretty cool looking thing. I was pleased with that idea. Anyway, we're done with the interior of the house. I mean, that went by fairly quickly. We're going to spend the last few minutes here on the exterior, so I'm just going to put in some concrete on the balconies slash porches and do that. And yeah, so let's begin on some landscaping. We got a nice tree there out the front, and then our tree will be coming in shortly. There's one, there's another one, and there we're putting in another one. And yeah, there it is. So cool, nice trees, and use some rocks around the place as well, kind of like make, you know, form the flower beds. You can see it kind of outlines the flower beds there in rocks, which I thought looked pretty nice. And to do that again, I think over here as well, a little bush in there and some more stuff, you know, more plants and stuff. And it all looks pretty good and jolly. Here come the rocks. I thought it looked pretty cool with the rocks kind of bordering the flower beds. That's something I used to do in The Sims 3 a lot, but the rocks in The Sims 4 don't lend themselves as well to that, but it still works pretty well. Anyway, here I'm just putting some flowers out and putting some plants in the backyard. And yeah, so we're almost done with this house. There's going to be a few more things I'm going to do. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I have plenty more Sims 3 and Sims 4 house builds on my channel for you to check out if you're interested. And there's also going to be some screenshots after this part that I hope you stick around for. And if you enjoy my content, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe. So with that plug done, now we can finish up the house here. So I'm just going to put in some terrain paint, of course, some outdoor lighting, you know, the usual stuff. And yeah, we're almost done here. Just a few more seconds. I'm going to put in some outdoor furniture, including a grill and a little table and some planters. And yeah, so just adding those things in. It's very exciting. There's a little table there, which is pretty cool if I do say so myself, and some more terrain paint. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the video.